Several U.S. troops injured after an Iranian-backed militia targeted a base holding American forces in Iraq. President Biden posting a photo of him and Vice President Kamala Harris in the Situation Room, saying they received updates on threats posed by Iran and are discussing steps they may take to defend our forces. Israel is still bracing for a potential retaliatory attack from Iran following the assassinations of top Hezbollah and Hamas leaders. U.S. intelligence is reportedly expecting 2 waves of attacks, one from Hezbollah and then one from Iran and then several of its proxies. President Biden has not spoken publicly about these Middle East tensions, and we only heard from Vice President Kamala Harris last Tuesday, but here's what she said.
Israel has a right to defend itself, and I unequivocally support Israel's right to remain secure and to defend the security of Israel. What we know in particular is it has a right to defend itself against a terrorist organization, which is exactly what Hezbollah is. But all of that being said, we still must work on a diplomatic solution to end these attacks, and we will continue to do that work.
Joining me now is Florida Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, and he's a member of House Appropriations and the chairman of the Subcommittee on State Foreign Operations and Related Programs. Congressman, that's the last word that we've heard from either Harris or before that even President Biden. But even Antony Blinken has just said once again he's pushing a ceasefire. Needs to be a ceasefire. That's off the table right now.
Look, the reason the world is in flames and our allies are at risk is because of the deep incompetence, lack of leadership, and weakness from this administration, whether it's the president, whether it's the vice president, whether it's the Department of State. The level of weakness and incompetence is exactly why our enemies are emboldened and the world is in flames. And you just continue to see that same weakness over and over again.
Well, I do want to ask you about this because all of this is in the middle of a very now heated presidential election. Democrats are hoping that with Harris now at the top of the ticket, that it would put Florida back in play. But a recent University of Florida poll found that former President Trump leads Vice President Kamala Harris by 7 points in the Sunshine State. And then obviously, you know, former President Trump wants to make the economy the focus of the race. He's blaming Harris for yesterday's stock market sell-off. Here's what he wrote on Truth Social, quote, "Voters have a choice, Trump prosperity or the Kamala crash and Great Depression of 2024. And then here's Associated Press reporter Michelle Price. She's warning that the stock market plunge could hurt Harris's momentum. Watch this.
The Trump campaign has already started not only using that hashtag, but they've been repackaging the memes that Harris's team has been putting out there. They just a little bit ago this morning posted the brat meme with, you know, the stock market is tanking in the font, that everything that has been in this honeymoon period might seem kind of silly compared to when people are looking at their 401ks or when they're going to start looking at gas prices or they're looking at what it costs at the grocery store, that the hype that is kind of coming back down to earth, we might be entering that phase that the Trump campaign has been waiting for.
And Congressman, I'll add that in the last hour we had Jennifer Jenkins on the program, and she's a delegate for it's going to be at the DNC next week. And she was saying that Florida's in play, that Harris has a chance in Florida. And I said, wait a minute, it's about the economy. Florida economy is doing pretty darn well. But your thoughts on all of that?
Yeah, look, the problem that Harris has and Biden administration has is their record. The reality is that they claim that the economy is doing great. But I will tell you, people feel differently because it is different, because the cost of living is really hurting people, because right now a dozen eggs is a luxury item, because gasoline is incredibly expensive and needlessly so because, again, of the policies of this administration, not to mention the insecurity in the streets. Now, Florida is doing great because it's controlled and by a Republican state legislature and a great Republican governor. I don't think governor's in play. Florida's in play. I think they're trying to, you know, grab at straws. But the reality is this: what is hurting Kamala Harris is Kamala Harris. It's the fact that the border is insecure. That now we saw those reports of terrorists being released, known terrorists being released into the country, and it's not only that she was nowhere to be found. She was the person put in charge of the southern border. If that's the best that she can do, and by the way, I would argue it is, Imagine what would happen if she was president of the United States.
Well, let me ask you this. Jerry Baker at the Wall Street Journal writes this morning in his editorial. The only real question now for the 90 days remaining in this presidential campaign, can Operation Transfiguration succeed? And he's talking about the, quote, reinvention of Kamala Harris. Are the American people going to go for this?
Well, it's fascinating. You're seeing even, certain outfits, press groups out there changing their own articles about Kamala Harris, about her not being the border czar. So the attempt to dress her in, pretty clothes, to put lipstick on a failed vice president is very aggressive. And I think you're going to see it, spread all over the place. However, people are not that stupid. And more importantly, they understand their personal situation. They understand that the economy is struggling. It doesn't have to be this way. And they see every moment American troops getting attacked, our allies getting directly attacked by Iran. This never happened. Not only did this not happen under the Trump administration, this has never happened, period. And so if they want more of this same chaos, well, and then she's your candidate. But if you want actually prosperity, wealth, strength, foreign policy of supporting our allies and not our enemies, then you got to obviously have President Trump in the White House. I'm really optimistic about these elections because Vice President Harris has a dismal record and President Trump has a great record of safety, of prosperity. It's been great for the American people when Trump was in the White House. It has been disastrous having Harris and Biden in the White House.
All right. Well, we still await this morning the breaking news of her vice presidential pick, and it could be at any moment. We shall see, because I think that choice is going to be another window into her thinking. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart. Congressman, thank you.